Taryn, your go-to relationships and communication coach. I equip you with applicable connection strategies so you can cultivate more meaningful relationships with yourself, others, and Jesus. We are diving into a series on self-trust and how having or lacking self-trust changes everything about our relationships. So today we'll talk about what self-trust is and 9 signs that point to a lack of trust in you. Let's get to it. What is self-trust? It's just believing that you will be kind and compassionate with yourself when you do hard things, regardless of the outcome. You might be wondering, how is that different from self-esteem or self-confidence? Well, self-confidence is a situational trust in your abilities. Self-esteem is your overall opinion of yourself and really being able to trust your inherent worth or value. Self-trust is your willingness to take risks because you know you can rely on your judgments and make decisions with your best interests in mind. If you're anything like me, this was a brand new concept. I first heard of it as I was telling a story over tea when I was cut off abruptly and they asked me, "Taryn, do you trust yourself?" I had never even heard these words strung together. What did it mean? I uttered back, I think so. What I should have said was, I have no idea. How would I know if I didn't? This one question sent me on a multiple-year journey of uncovering what self-trust was, how it showed up for me, and ultimately the rebuilding process of gaining self-trust. Sharing with you a list that I wish I would have had then. And yes, I did all of the things here. Listen for yourself as I read this short list. There's 9 signs that point to a lack of self-trust. First being, you second guess your decisions, which leaves you indecisive. Number 2 is you want to do the right thing or to make the perfect choice because you don't want to make a mistake. Number 3 is overthinking is your default. It almost never shuts off. 4, the lack of confidence cripples you from moving forward. 5, you have unhealed gaslighting, trauma, or abuse in your past. 6, emotions. They're analyzed to decide if they are valid before feeling them. 7, you seek out and value other people's opinions over your own. 8, you don't advocate for your own ideas, even when you know they could work. And 9, procrastination is a consistent struggle. Whew. I lived this. Yet I called it normal, making wise decisions, and being considerate. Friends, if you found yourself in some of the signs listed, hear this. Building trust is a skill. It's overcomable, and you can learn it. Having trust in yourself, it means knowing that you can make and do make good choices. You are comfortable with all of your emotions. You're not afraid of what's inside of you. Your opinion of yourself matters more than someone else's opinion of you. You're compassionate and kind to yourself regardless of outcomes. Your feet are firmly planted. They don't waver with the wind. Self-trust and reliance on Jesus are not opposites in this context. Because of our relationship with Jesus, we know we get our strength from his strength. Our wisdom comes from him. Discernment is felt in our body through the Holy Spirit. Self-trust just says, since God says I can approach him confidently, then he wants me to be confident. It has a trickle-down effect. Confidence from God allows you to trust yourself more fully. And when both of these things happen, your relationships feel the impact. In fact, you subconsciously choose healthier relationships when you show up embodying your worth. Isn't that the design anyway? To know your value and worth so deeply that self-doubt can't strip it from you. You deserve to have unshakable self-trust. If you are looking for more on the topic of self-trust, use the link in the description to follow along with my weekly email content. And if you loved this episode, please share this podcast with a friend. See you next time.